The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Quirky Dog Podcast, inspired by some of the quirkiest dogs you can ever imagine and the owners who love them. This podcast is brought to you by the quirky couple themselves, Scott and Jess Williams. Their aim is to educate and entertain. Here's Scott and Jess.
Welcome, guys, and happy Wednesday. We are into February. We made it through January. 1 month down, 11 to go. I think we can make that happen. Today, we have a very special guest on. We actually had this guest on, I think, November of 2020, but her life has made a lot of pivots, and she's done a lot of cool stuff since, and she actually just authored a book that we're really excited to share with you guys. So we have Carson on here today from the Super Collies, and we're super glad to have her back. But first, we're going to start with the Quirky tip of the day.
I thought we could key the applause machine there.
We'll do that the third time we have her on.
Tip of the day.
All right, so we want you guys to go to Amazon right now. The link is in the show notes, but, you know, everybody has Amazon on their freaking phone on the app. Go to Amazon right now and order Super Dog Tricks. It's Sarah's new book, and I think it's going to be shipping out within this month. So it's going to be a great thing for you guys to do heading into spring, and it's going to expand your relationship with you and your dog. Sarah, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be back.
So tell us about your life a little bit, because now you're like a JCO partner and you're doing all this cool stuff. So tell us where you're at in your life.
Well, all of 2021, I traveled full-time in my JCO Class CRV. We did about 37,000 miles in that year. I think we only missed like 4 states. It was ridiculous. So now this year I'm again traveling in the RV, kind of starting to look for a home base, which will probably be Kentucky. It's beautiful. I love it. But I authored a book. So right now my life pretty much is just signing books, shipping books, and I am a published author. So you can order it on Amazon or anywhere books are sold, but I try and do like a custom personalization for some super fans and mail those out.
Awesome.
Nice. Yeah, that's great.
So tell us about the book a little bit, the bones of it. I haven't seen it yet, obviously, how it started, just kind of your journey with the book. Because the book is like a thing. Like when you do the book journey, it's a journey.
Yeah, well, I actually wrote it during COVID.
Okay.
So 2020, I was writing this book and I just sat down and literally wrote it for a year. And I wanted to have the book be something that even if you didn't have a dog, you'd purchase it and you'd love it. So I partnered with my friends, Dancers and Dogs, and they did all the photography for the book. So the photography is just absolutely beautiful. I love it. And some of the photos are, I mean, it works for your podcast, very quirky. Like literally on the first page, Marvel's face is, I don't even know. I don't even know what's happening there.
Well, she looks happy, so that's good.
She's very happy.
Nice.
But truly, the book was made to share all of my tips and tricks for mostly trick training, freestyle, and then also some basic obedience, so leash manners, crate training, that kind of stuff. But it really was just made to make training fun for both ends of the leash. Cool. Because I think that's missing a lot in training. Everyone thinks it just needs to be like, sit down, stay, and here's your treat. Or sometimes here's not your treat. But It really, truly is just a fun book that covers all the bases and makes training really fun.
Cool.
Great.
Cool. Well, we're going to get it for you. You and Chew can learn a bunch of new tricks.
Oh, yeah. We need more work on our relationship, right?
You and Chew, yeah.
I'm ready to kick Jess out. It's just me and Jimmy in the bed now.
And you got a golden, right? Because you're kind of a border collie person through and through. We vibe a little bit that way. So you got yourself a golden retriever. What the heck's going on with that?
Yeah, I got myself a field golden.
Cool.
So even right now, I think he's only like 48 pounds at almost 10 months.
Nice.
He's a really nice, lean, athletic boy. And I got him mostly to replace Hiro as a service dog because every single border collie I got wouldn't grow. They were all like 30 pounds.
Yeah.
And so that's why I mostly got him. And he's doing a fantastic job with tricks, sports, and training. He's really, truly doing good. But it's different. Like border collies, they come out of the womb learning tricks. And this dog is like, huh? Butterfly.
That's interesting.
But he's just happy. He's just happy and nothing bothers him. But he's like, he's a retriever.
Well, is he your only other male besides Hiro? I don't know enough about
No, so
Hawkeye
I don't like female dogs. I only have Marvel.
Okay, Marvel.
She's a
Okay.
bitch.
Yeah.
She doesn't like other dogs.
Yeah.
And she's a pain. So I do have Marvel. So I have, right now I have Hiro, who lives with a friend. He has a heart condition. So we're in the middle of trying to get him a pacemaker, but he's living in Kentucky. He can't travel. He's totally happy and fine. And then I have Hawkeye, Marvel, and Archer.
Okay.
And then I did just recently add another Border Collie puppy that was not planned, never is, whose name is Parker. And I call him Peter when I'm mad. So I do have him. So I'm kind of slowly getting back to my Border Collies because it was getting scary there with the retriever.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, though. I just wanted to make that point that it is definitely a breed thing there, not just a sex thing, because you have plenty of males. Because sometimes, like when somebody first gets a boy dog, they're like, oh, like I don't like this as much. But yeah, it's different. Goldens are different, but it's fun. And it's good to see your audience like expanding too with breeds because, you know, so many people get like, oh, well, she just trains Border Collies. She doesn't know what to do. But I mean, Sarah Carson is an influencer, you guys. She has the Super Collies. She's does all kinds of cool stuff with movies and commercials. We talked about it a ton more on the previous podcast. Outside of being an author, like she has a big online presence and a lot of people that watch, and a lot of people own golden retrievers. So it's nice for them to kind of connect on that level, right?
Yeah, totally.
I know that I can identify with you when you talk about the golden being a little bit slower on the uptake in their young, early development, because I was started in the opposite direction where I had Malinois and a Mastiff and a Pomeranian that I was trying to do tricks with. And they learn tricks, but I just thought I sucked as a dog trainer. And then I got the Border Collie, and the dog is picking everything up. Like, what else you got? Yeah, I got that one. That's done. What else are we doing? I mean, immediately.
It wasn't good for his ego.
Well, no, I realized it's not me.
Are you going to do field with the golden? Or, I mean, I know you got a lot on your plate.
We already have.
Okay.
He was about 4.5 months when we took him out for the first time, and he retrieved a bird. He found it like on the ground, retrieved it, and it was just really fun to watch because it's zero training, really. Like he was just like, "Oh, that's a bird. I'm supposed to bring it back to you." I'm like, "What?"
Well, luckily, it wasn't a skunk or something, you know.
It is nice. It does seem these days we get more and more farther away from like the innate traits these dogs have, right? Like we had a Brittany puppy in, and she like literally like was pointing at like 12 weeks old a few months ago. And it's so fun to like see the dogs doing that because dogs were bred for a specific purpose. So when we give them that instinctual outlet, normally it helps them, and it's why the breed was created. Tell us, go ahead.
Conversely, it's hard to suppress a lot of those instinctual behaviors too. People get the wrong dog. They just want it to be a pet and sit home and do nothing. And it's like, give me something to do. You guys suck.
I want the bird. So tell us a little bit about your journey with disc, because you had done more kind of entertainment type of stuff, I feel like, and you weren't as competitive in that sport. But like 2021 was a kick-ass year for you and your dogs, right?
Yeah, we dedicated basically all year to learning how to throw a Frisbee because I sucked at it, and then learning how to make sequences and actually compete. So we did, oh my gosh, we did at least 15, 16 competitions. I was like every weekend, different place. And I mean, I'm a pretty good scheduler, but these competitions are everywhere. So I was going from New York to California to Illinois just to compete in this. But Marvel, she's the oldest one between the two of them, Marvel and Hawkeye. And so Marvel actually placed 8th at her first world championship, which in my opinion is a big deal. Like I beat some of the people that taught me how to throw. So I was really, really excited. But this year I am hoping that Hawkeye can step up a little bit after he's had a whole year of developing. Yeah. But it is a really, really fun sport. I highly enjoy it.
Yeah, it's really creative too, and that's nice. So will you have time to compete this year, do you think? I mean, I know this freaking pandemic is screwing everybody up with what can you do, what can't you do, but do you think you'll still have time to put a competitive season in for 2022?
I'm going to try. It's not going to be like last year. Like right now I have May, a little bit of April and May all booked up for competitions, and I'm hoping I can get all of my qualifiers to go and compete at World with just that.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, rather than just be doing book signings for the rest of the year.
Have you had any big events for the book? Like, are you doing any kind of stuff with that kind of thing?
Okay.
No. Yeah, I know it's so hard. I know you can't go to New York. You can't do anything you used to do, and none of the fun stuff for the book.
The only event I have currently booked is March 11th to 13th, and it's the Columbus, Ohio Pet Expo.
Okay.
So I'm going to have a bunch of books there to do that, and then it's so sad. I go from March to November is the Novi Pet Expo in Michigan. That's really all I have right now, except for like a little workshops here and there. And that's actually why I can fit in like disc dog competitions, is because COVID has just taken up the performing aspect of things.
Yeah, so much. Well, you're doing a little bit of a virtual book tour here. And instead of our commercial today, we're actually going to run Sara and Hiro. They had this viral Facebook video that was going around years ago. How long ago was it, do you think?
7 maybe.
Okay, good. You would know better than me. I would have shot in the dark. So yeah, something like that. So you look still like a little kid. You don't even look like an adult person. But I mean, Hiro is kind of who made your name, correct? I mean, that was your first dog. That's your America's Got Talent dog, everything else. So we're going to run this video to kind of inspire you guys. And if you're listening, I'll put a link to the video. Or I don't know. If you're listening, just go to freaking YouTube and watch it. But we want to inspire you guys to be able to do some of the tricks that you may see Sara and Hiro do and get you pumped up to buy this book. So we're going to run that instead of commercial today.
See the girl with the diamonds in her shoes. She walks around like she's got nothing to lose. Just see the go-getter. She's everybody's type. She's a queen of the city, but she don't believe the hype. She's got her own elevation, holy motivation. So I wrote some letters on big goals. I got faith in you, baby. I got faith in you now. And you've been such a good friend to me. Know that I love you so high. I'll pay you. Hallelujah. I got faith.
See the boy with the Stevie Wonder swag. Ain't got a clue all the magic that he has. He's a go-getter. He's everybody's type. Wanna make him a mission, make her feel alright. He's a 12 on a 10 point, rocking out to his joint. Just say the word 'cause I can sing all night.
I got faith in you, baby. I got faith in you now. And you've been such a good friend to me. Know that I love you so much. I'll pay you. Hallelujah. I got faith. Yes, I do. I get a running in my mind, goes crazy. I think about you morning, noon, night and day. I get a running in my mind, goes crazy. I think about you morning, noon, night and day. I got faith in you, honey. I got faith in you, girl. I got faith in you, honey. I got faith in you, girl. I'm at you. Hallelujah. I got faith in you, baby. Baby, I got faith in you now. And you've been such a good friend to me. Know that I love you so much. I'm at you. Hallelujah. I got faith, baby. I got faith in you, baby. Baby, I got faith in you now. And you've been such a good friend to me. Know that I love you so much. I do. I'm at you. Hallelujah. I'm at you. Hallelujah. I'm at you. Hallelujah. I got faith.
Girl can train a damn dog, no?
So when you listen to that, you can picture your dog in every position where he's supposed to be for each part of the song.
Chrissy, our producer, is literally over here like geeking out. She's like, did you see him just do this one? No, but I mean, Hiro is amazing. But really one thing that I love about you is you've been able to replicate this with multiple dogs. I mean, the proof is in the pudding there that a lot of these tricks you've done with multiple dogs of your own. And I'm sorry, I'm sure it makes you miss Hiro more to see that video.
So what's
Oh,
up? He's the one that
okay.
he needs the pacemaker, you're saying, or?
Yeah, so we did a Holter test, which is a 24-hour heart monitor, and his heart stopped twice in the 24 hours.
Oh, so like one of those
we are exploring.
defibrillators type thing. That is it something that will kick it going again if it gets a little out of whack?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he has an appointment. I think it's like the Ohio State. I think it's the university or college. My friend's taking him because I'm out of town. And once we have that appointment, they'll let us know if they think it's like the right thing for him. He is on like a bunch of medication because it's the valley fever that's causing the heart condition.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
So it sucks because like we could get the pacemaker and then the valley fever could just attack something else. So I'm also just trying to make sure that putting him under and doing the surgery
Is safe.
is right for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long has he had the valley fever?
November 2019.
And he's been like a monthly medication for that. Is that how you combat that?
Fluconazole, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
before the fluconazole, he was having nosebleeds.
Right.
And we were hoping that it was just cancer.
And that's primarily a desert thing. That's Arizona and Southern Cal, I guess, or
And we were in the desert of Southern California.
yeah.
Yeah. How old is he now?
10.
Yeah. Well, he's got a lot of years left. He looks good every
Let's
time
hope.
you go
Let's
visit
hope.
him over in Kentucky. Well,
He doesn't
Sarah's
know that
taking
he's
good-
sick,
Yeah,
so,
exactly. And that's
yeah.
exactly, I mean, we have a Pomeranian right now in congestive heart failure, and she's 14, but like, that's the thing. You realize he'd get excited, right? Like driving around, letting dogs out. And this is the thing people don't realize, that like, the more you excite them, the worse it is on their heart. So it's
That's why he's not traveling.
Exactly.
Yep.
I know. I'm like, don't pet her that much. Like, just nice and calm. We
Yeah.
got to be calm.
We should give her the Pomeranian. Maybe she can. We could that
Slow
dog.
her down a little
we
bit.
can't kill that dog. She just gets stronger and stronger.
She trained with Omar. So we've had Omar on the podcast too. But as far as
Awesome.
like trick trainers go, like you really are one of the best trick trainers, not only in the country, but honestly in the world. And thank you for everything you're doing for dogs and inspiring people out there, because training tricks is fun, but it's not that easy. Like you see some of these more advanced tricks and people think like, oh, I want to train my dog to do that. Okay, well, go ahead and do it, and then do it with 3 more dogs. Because trick training, it's not easy, and to be able to get the consistency, you know, in front of live audiences and for media shoots and everything else, it takes a lot. So you're doing a lot for dogs and owners.
I think
for
I
that.
would have tripped over my dog 3 times in your routine. I would have fallen on him or
Scott
something.
would be leaving on crutches. All right, so tell us a little bit about your Pupper app too, because we talked about that last time you were on, but that's really helping a lot of dogs and owners, right?
Yeah, so Pupper was designed for everyone to be able to have a trainer in their pocket. So I have several employee dog trainers that are on there 24/7 answering questions, Q&A for people that need help live. And then we actually just rolled out something called master classes, where Pupper for all these years has just been like videos with no audio. So the master classes are actual lessons, and I'm featuring other trainers for those. So we have a Frisbee dog pack, a nose work pack, Canine Good Citizen pack. We're rolling out a couple new ones this year. I just filmed one that I'm featured in, and then I have 2 shoots in the next couple months to film other trainers for more master classes. So that's been really successful, and people really enjoy being able to just do something like that instead of having to go to a class.
Yeah, especially with COVID. Yeah,
because some classes aren't even running.
Yeah, no, that's true.
most of them.
Yeah, no. And then as far as the app goes, is there a free version and a paid version? Is that how it works?
So it's free to download, and then
Okay.
it comes with all of the free content. And then if you choose to either subscribe or purchase classes, you can.
Okay, so that link for the app will be in the description as well. And I would highly recommend that, because the thing is, not only is Sara out there making people smile and inspiring people, but her dogs are well behaved in public. And these types of things, like, you know, putting a dog in a crate for safety in an RV, or muzzling a reactive dog who will accept a muzzle and everything else, they're kind of lost arts, I feel, like especially on like the social media dog world these days. So it will help you guys over some humps, especially if you're struggling, and give you some productive advice, not just some fluff. Tell us a little bit about the Muzzle Up project, because I shared that the other day too. And I know that Marvel, you're okay speaking about Marvel and the muzzle, right? You're pretty open?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
no,
hope
the
so,
Muzzle Up
since you brought it
project.
up.
I honestly, I didn't even know anything about it. Somebody was tagging me in it years ago, and I started following them. And it's kind of sad because they actually shared Marvel's progress with Archer. So they showed a video of Marvel in a muzzle playing with Archer, and then a video of her not in a muzzle playing with Archer. And they got so much hate for it because people don't know the dog and just made assumptions saying that the dog was uncomfortable in the muzzle, and the dog, I shouldn't be allowing my puppy to jump and invade that dog's space. But again, like the people that run the Muzzle Up project, they know Marvel, and they're like, but look at, she's fine now.
Yeah.
And the owner knows what she's doing. She's a professional trainer.
Right.
But yeah, Marvel-
Everybody's an expert online.
Yes, no, truly. But no, the muzzle has been an amazing tool for Marvel. I could take her like on a hike with dogs that she doesn't know, and she wouldn't do anything unless that dog instigates something.
Yeah.
Right.
But she will leave dogs alone. And that's really how I get her over her dog issues. Is I have this new puppy. She's not going to meet this puppy for at least a month.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to see the puppy, walk by the kennel. She's going to smell the puppy. And then the next step is to put her in a muzzle and have her around the puppy. And then once her weird thing is, once she plays with the dog, I know that she's fine.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to take the muzzle off.
Yeah.
She has never played with Hawkeye. It is the weirdest thing, but she can be around him and she's fine.
Yeah.
But she has never played with him she tried once and he said no, and then she mauled him, but everybody's fine. Things are fine. But yeah, she's a special dog. She was just, I got her off Craigslist from a family that also got her off Craigslist.
Okay.
Right.
So she was about 7-8 months when I got her. And they told me that she had dog issues, and I was like, oh, she's fine. Yeah, she's not fine.
She has dog issues. Yeah.
But she can do her job. She loves working. She just needs a little extra management.
Yeah. And you're being responsible in that, even when you're out competing at an international level and disc and stuff, like she's comfortable in a muzzle if you need to go. Because like you said, you don't know what the other dogs are going to do. And that's the issue nowadays in the world we live in. We can't trust that just because somebody's dog is off leash or someone's even holding the leash, that means that they can contain their dog or their dog will come back if they're loose. So no.
It was really interesting at one of the competitions. My friend and I did pairs, which is 2 handlers and 1 dog. And we got first and we qualified for Worlds. And I brought Marvel on the podium in a muzzle. And I'm sure that people were talking shit about me.
Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter.
Sure.
Yeah.
But she was comfortable. I wasn't worried that if a dog came over that they would get attacked.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was fine. But I'm sure that people were like, why is that dog in a muzzle? It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. But
well, and the other thing is your vigilance can get a little bit lower too, right? Because that you have good control of your dog, but you're just like constantly looking out. And most people that are going to be running around, I mean, most dogs at least, especially at a disc event, hopefully these days, are social. But you have to be less vigilant too, because it's a lot of stress. And Scott knows this, owning, really strong working Malinois that have the potential to even bite humans. It's like 24/7 management. If you have a reactive dog or a dog that can do damage towards animals or humans, you better be on your game, So thank you for being responsible in that.
And my dog is fairly, well, has a decent temperament. He just has a low regard for stupid people.
I was thinking more about your previous
So do
Mal,
I.
not this one.
So
Yeah.
do I.
I hear you, girl. I got you. All right. So you got 4 dogs. Wait, 4? Is it 5 now with the puppy?
For the travel.
4, yeah. Heroes in Kentucky. Okay. So you're traveling around with 4 dogs in an RV. Is it a lot? Is it too much?
And a cat.
And a cat. That's right. She has a trick cat. I got to show you some videos. You'd love it. Is it too much? Do you like it? Is it going great?
I mean, it's not that bad, especially since everyone's kenneled when the RV is moving. When the RV's not moving, they're not all out at the same time.
Yeah.
It's easy to just work one dog at a time, or I like to put dogs on place while I'm working a dog. But no, it's fine. I think the biggest reason is because that's my full-time job.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier. I mean, right now my full-time job is packing up these books, but for the most part, the dogs are my fulltime job. So it is quite easy.
Yeah. And what about the puppy? What kind of plans or future do they have for the puppy? I guess since it was a out of the blue decision, maybe you don't even know yet, but.
I mean, I am hoping that he can be like a hero.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, he looks a little bit like a hero, if I will.
Yeah. He looks like Hiro, Fury, and Loki mixed together.
Yeah.
But I am hoping that he can just be like another fantastic performing dog. He's from just like farm, like ABCA lines. So I really did want another farm dog. But we'll see what happens.
Do you do any herding with the Border Collies or mostly just sport?
Yeah, especially that I'm out here. I used to take lessons for a couple of years, and then one of my dogs, Groot, ran a sheep through a fence, and I broke down crying and said I'd never do it again.
Yeah.
But I did. I got back on the horse. And I did it.
Well, now that you got an ABCA bred dog.
Marvel's my best herding dog.
Oh, really?
She will not bite a sheep. She keeps nice big wide bubbles.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's so weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Jess is looking for sheep up in Maine.
I know. I got to go to California. You're in California right now?
Sheep.
Is that where you are picking up the puppy? Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Or even ducks. Anything.
Well, I don't even want ducks. But in Maine, I can't find any good Maine and New Hampshire sheep. And I'm not getting like 6 sheep. I just want to herd a few times a week. But I'll get it going. Maybe you can get some connections for me. I'll head out to Kentucky. So what is your like long-term kind of like why you're here? Like what's your why? What's your purpose as far as like the Super Collies mom, Sarah Carson, like do you have kind of like a deep-rooted belief of what you're trying to do? Obviously now you have a book out to share your passion and talents.
I think the book definitely helps kind of get to the goal that I want. I really truly want to be able to just have all of these resources for people to go and look at. I'm obviously, I know I'm only 27, but I've been doing this for 16 years and the dogs break my body. So I can't be doing live shows for much longer. But yeah, I truly think the book was really the next step to kind of where I want things to go.
Okay, cool. And you said it does have some obedience in there in addition to some tricks kind of stuff and everything else. Yeah. And that's something, no matter how people are working with their dogs, if they're intentionally working with their dogs, I think that's productive, and similar to like raising kids and stuff, if we're just in the moment while we're working with our dogs or while we're reading to our kids, they sense that, you know what I mean? If you're kind of half-assing something and you're waiting for a text and you're not really like focused on training, the dogs know that and it's not as productive of a session. It's a very mindful thing.
Yeah. I think people should condition their kids to a muzzle these days. I think
or at least a little quiet time.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, Sara, we wish you the best of luck with all your travels this year. Are you staying in California for a bit, or what's your plan?
Yeah, for a little bit, a couple more weeks, and then I'll be heading to Kentucky and then Ohio and a whole bunch of other places.
Yeah, and then your 4-month hiatus of your book tour. It's a bummer that Ohio and Novi are so far apart because you'll be right there.
I know. So
and
far.
you're hoping to land in the Midwest. You're thinking Kentucky?
I think so. Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, and it's affordable and it's a nice place to live. It really is. So, and you're not as far away. Maine is closer to Kentucky than California, so it's more accessible for me.
Well, maybe you could see how many books you can stack and get a dog to sit pretty on the top. Since you got the book, you got the books at the moment.
To do it.
How is the puppy so far? You like him?
The puppy's really good. Yes. His first night, he cried for maybe 10 minutes and then slept from 10 p.m. all the way to 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And I was so happy.
Is this the shortest amount of time you've raised 2 puppies? I know you had a border collie puppy for a while when you had Archer as well,
yeah,
right?
I mean, when I had Archer and Widow, that was a handful. I'd never ever had 2 puppies, but I was just puppy raising.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I've definitely gotten puppies pretty close together before. It just depends on the situation, but I wouldn't have done this unless Archer was well on his way, and he's a really good boy. So that's the only reason I did it.
And you're calibrating back to the border collie, so it's gonna be an easier journey. All right, well, we're gonna get the book. We might even have to do some trick offs. I'm getting inspired here. When I saw the Hiro video, I'm thinking Vital can spin clockwise, counterclockwise, sit and down.
Let's see if you can get caught up with Jimmy.
Game. Yeah. All right. We're going to step up our game. Sara, thank you so much for coming back. Good luck to you this year. I hope you land yourself an awesome lot in Kentucky. And you guys order the book. Click the link, order the book through Amazon. And if you don't already have Pupper on your phone, look at that's what it looks like. And if you don't already have Pupper on your phone, get Pupper, because everybody needs a little support, a little help, and a little inspiration these days, right? Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Sara.
All right. Take care. Happy 2022.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or